Good morning. Even though we've had a large volume of matches yesterday, absolutely no form to work with. So I picked out a couple of plays. Aston Villa Newcastle, for example. How on earth do you unpack this one? Did lay the late draw at 1.09 and 1.06, just in case Newcastle could take advantage of the extra man. But no, 0-0 it finished, in stark contrast with the head-to-heads last season. So it just tells you how difficult it will be in the opening days of the season to actually read these matches. Another Barnsley and Bolton. This was a 1-1 and red card to Barnsley. Bolton were making all the right noises as far as getting an equaliser. And yet again, keep your liability low. Play late on. 1.09 and 1.06 lays gives you an extremely good return if they can capture the late win. And it doesn't matter who captures it, of course. It's called a neutral play. Where else did we go yesterday? Excelsior and Feyenoord, easy as you like, done and dusted by half-time. So take the gift and cash out. Don't do what I do and stay in. You cash out. Preston and Leicester should have been a profit yesterday at the 1-1. Looking at the match in retrospect, they're away from home. Their in-play stats weren't the best. Contrast that with their opening day come from behind, where they were at home. The equaliser for me was the catalyst, I think, for the green screen. Had you stayed in, particularly if we went match odds, as long as you got rid of your Preston liability, you could sit back and take the hit if they got on and won. So that was disappointing. Called it right. The thing about trading is, are you going to get out at the odds move? Or are you just going to stay in? If you stay in, you've got the risk of the opponent winning. If you get out at the odds move, which is 1-0 to 1-1, you've locked it in. Whatever happens after that, happens. Derby and Coventry. This was another example of getting out at the wrong time. Coventry absolutely bossed this, and we're using first 5 minutes stats. The first 5 minutes, or the next 5 minutes. They highlighted that Coventry were bossing this and were knocking on the door for that equaliser to make it 3-3. They went on and won, I think, 3-5. That could have been £191. I know my voice is breaking at the sound of £191. But I thought that was an excellent green screen at 3-3. So what I didn't do with Leicester, I did do with Coventry. And what I shouldn't have done with Coventry, I did at Leicester. I should have kept that going because they were dominating. And that's the way you get the big profits. So, like Sunderland and West Ham, keep my liability as low as possible by backing West Ham 2-0 down at 11.5. Because they were dominating the first half. They looked as if they were going to wear out the Black Cats. But this is an excellent warning to you, isn't it? How unreadable the Premier League et al. Can be without any form lines. A superb result for the Black Cats. This is a concern for West Ham United. Elsewhere in the Premier League, it's as you were, really. Tottenham getting the win. I've got a phone call, so just... Right, sorry about that. That was the local children's home. They're going to pick up some bits and bobs for the kids. So I'm moving house after my crypto hack because I don't earn as much as a Premier League footballer, alas. So Aston Villa Newcastle late on. Elsewhere, that was the shock result. A late Fulham equaliser as well suggests Brighton might have some holes in them. But you're going to have to be a little careful with Burnley, I think, this season. If the likes of Tottenham are beating you, I know it's a joke, but you've got to be careful. So watch out there. And Man City, buying the league as usual and failing to win the league. Championship, not much going on there, as you can see. That Coventry win, I got out at 3-3, which was a pity because it was an emphatic win in the end. Do target these 2-2s, do target these 3-3s. particularly the 3-3s. Obviously, both sides going for the win. Obviously, both sides unable to keep a clean sheet. League One and League Two, short shrift yesterday. As befits these leagues, even with 10 men, they're having trouble winning. Huddersfield, damp squib second half against Blackpool, just weren't showing enough to suggest they'll take advantage of the red card. This would have been a prime one, wouldn't it? Because you were expecting, having scored 2 goals against 11 men, they would score another against 10. But no, this is English League One, English League Two. Very difficult to trust these leagues. But Walsall took advantage of the red there, as did Chesterfield. And the weekend prior, it was the red-carded teams that actually won the match. French League, watching brief yesterday. I did mention this to members of footballtradingprofits.com on Telegram. Possibly of a goal before half-time on the 20 to 25 minute mark. Have a look in the market. Because this, as I've told you many times, equates to this. Anything under 1.3, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score, and the possibility of a goal before half-time. So if you wait 20 to 25 minutes for these shorties, yes, it was a Lloris own goal. Fair enough, but I'll take it. Eric Dyer. That's not the Eric Dyer, is it? Ex of Tottenham. Off to a bit of suntan down in Monaco, hanging out with his pal Elton John, no doubt. So, got away with it yesterday, got out with a profit. Coventry would have been the icing on the cake had I stayed in for the big reward. Good calls, I thought, throughout. But let's have a look onto today. The Bundesliga and Europa League will get short shrift, but they will be on my roster. You saw yesterday in the Championship League 1 and League 2 the amount of 2.4, 2.5 plus the favourites, suggesting a very tough market, a bit like this Charleroi match. Watch out for these odds. Got a few odds on favourites here, but it's going to have to be in-play stats. But I do like Anderlecht this season. St Truden are playing the newly promoted La Louvière, who got a win last week, but they are playing one of the better sides. So we will see how La Louvière fare today. Newly promoted, so got a target on their back. Looking at the Croatian HNL1 League, Hajduk Split against Slaven Belupu. Possibilities there. Good result for Goritza yesterday. I should have played that one. I think they were playing Rijeka, but they were dominating throughout. In the Chance League, Sparta Prague will always be on the roster. Always. But another problem yesterday, trusting this league. Sigma Olomouc, should have passed that one on to you. They were playing 10 men, just weren't adding the shots on and off target. They did eventually get the winner, but it's not the most trustworthy of leagues, the Czech League or the Romanian League. Vejle against Midtland. Could be an interesting one. The market's interestingly priced this. Not a strong favourite, Midtland, relative to playing a newly promoted side. European action as well for Midtland midweek. Is that going to cost them today? I could see Vejle scoring. I could see both teams to score here. Vejle were very good against Randers. Got an equaliser late on. But these are the big boys. They could go the way of their loss to Copenhagen, which was emphatic relative to the two teams. Chelsea and Crystal Palace is a London derby. And derbies I don't play and won't play. Man United and Arsenal is a derby of sorts as well. But I won't play. We don't know how this Man United side is dealt. It's a completely new Manchester United side, but it's probably going to have the complete same problems, attitude problems. Just not a team, are they? They're not an Alex Ferguson team. They're not fighting for each other. They all look like 11 individuals. Compare that to Arsenal with best defence last season. So they could keep Manchester United to a single goal if Man United score first. But it's all about watching this new team. Are they going to be a shambles that they were last season? Nottingham Forest and Brentford. Well, these were two of the eye catchers last season. Brentford were particularly effective with over 2.5 goals, both teams to score. Nottingham Forest were just very, very good at wearing sides down and keeping sides quiet. So that's going to be fascinating today. An interesting Premier League, but a predominantly watching brief, isn't it? Ipswich against the Saints. Saints getting their first win last week after a dire Premier League. Playing Ipswich. and the market's not fancying the Saints at all. But keep an eye on this. With Leicester losing yesterday, Southampton have a chance to get 2 consecutive wins under their belts and make a mark at the top. Hull meeting Oxford, 1.85 home favourites. Got nothing to offer you, I'm afraid, research-wise. As you know, only 2 or 3 matches being played. It looks a good HJK. Looks a good Veikkausliga with HJK Helsinki back to their very best, and KUPS, usual champions, playing possible champions into Turku. Note the market. A changing of the guard in Finland. This would be well worth watching at 3 o'clock. French League got absolutely nothing to offer you yesterday, or today, sorry, if I can speak properly. Paris Saint-Germain likely to do what Monaco did at similar odds. So look out for the potential of a goal at least before half-time. 2-2 against Tottenham is the only thing we've got to work with, really, for Paris Saint-Germain this season. But they're likely to dominate the league and win it comfortably. And with Marseille losing their opener, who came second last season, the door is open for Paris Saint-Germain to absolutely dominate this league this season. Probably or possibly go unbeaten. I think there's only 3 losses all season. So we're expecting a goal before half-time, but a little more lukewarm because it is away. Monaco were at home to Le Havre yesterday. DBF Pokal, well, you might want to play this. There has been some tradable options here, but I've been focusing more on the league football. Eintracht Frankfurt 101, 3 scorelines between 5-0 and 9-0 possible to come in. First half goals 2.5 if this is accurate. But what you can do what you did possibly against St. Pauli and just wait. St. Pauli's odds got bigger and bigger and bigger. They were 1.1 pre-match. 1.01 Mönchengladbach again, playing the man from Del Monte. Again, 5-0. Any 3 scorelines between 5-0 and 9-0, you've got a very good chance of it coming in. 1.05 Kaiserslautern, similar. You'll see, similar to yesterday, vast majority of odds on favourites away from home and are the big boys. Elvis are out. Playing Ulm. Very tough to call that one. Irish FAI Cup. Any familiar names? St. Pat's, the goal machines. Both St. Pat's and Shelburne involved in Europe, making that one a very difficult match to unpack. Shamrock, very short price favourites. Coppa Italia, get a first look at a competitive AC Milan today at 8:15. Probably won't get a first look because that's plus 6 hours. It's heading towards 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I'm probably not going to be up for this one. But worth watching. It's a competitive fixture before Serie A begins next week. Parma against Pescara as well. The Eredivisie. It's your usual crowd. Ajax, Utrecht, PSV and Twente. Arguably a derby-style match, this one. Although Twente are not the force they once were under Umbrella Man, Steve McLaren. Steve, as he's known to his friends when he talks in the Dutch accent when he's doing an interview in Holland. Steve, a really big brain of McLaren with his big umbrella. He got Twente the title. So it must have been a really poor season in Holland if Steve is winning titles. AZ Alkmaar, involved in Europe midweek. Likely to find Volendam to their liking if they're not fatigued. And Ajax, very impressive on their opening. But Go Ahead Eagles are going to be giving them a bit of a match if the Johan Cruyff Cup is anything to go by, where they led against PSV Eindhoven. For PSV Eindhoven to get an equaliser and a very, very late winner. Very unconvincing win. So I think Ajax might have something to think about today. The Eredivisie, the Elite Serie, I'm not going to be researching anymore, but I will be applying in-place stats. Tromso, as we know, got a competitive against Bodo Glimt, and they have been on that wonderful winning run, so they do have that possibility in them. But you can see it's a very tough coupon when you've got 2.63 and 2.7, the favourite. Mulder, note, the last 2 weekends have been odds on, and they've delivered 2+ goals. Now, they're not favoured. So the market leaves clues. It might not be a day to take on Mulder today. The last 2 weeks they've been very, very reliable, but not so this week. Extra Classer, not going to be playing today. It looks a very tough coupon. But Tamilika are playing Rakau, champions of old, newly promoted, still given a chance. Portuguese La Liga, have we got any of the big guns out? Yes, we do. We've got Braga. I think Alverca might be newly promoted. Braga have goals in them. They are going to be on your reliable list this season. Sporting Lisbon, of course, absolutely superb last season. I think it was just the one defeat last season. So this, when you got to win, these are the sides you have to win the title. Home advantage must count. Do note the Monaco tactic. If it's 0-0 after 20 minutes, just have a look in the half-time score market. You might get some value out of 1-0, 2-0 in the half-time score market. Great to see Spanish La Liga with us as well. I wonder how the matches got on yesterday with the likes of Barcelona and Mallorca. So let's just have a quick look at Spain yesterday. Don't think there were any trading angles there yesterday. But let's just have a quick look. Yeah, easy as you like for Barcelona. 2 red cards doesn't help. Alaves and Levante, no clue. And 2.45 the favourite, Valencia Real Sociedad. So today we have Celta Vigo and Getafe odds on at home. Athletic Bilbao, one of the eye catchers last season, likely to be tough to beat today. Real eye catcher. And Atletico Madrid against Espanyol. This is a derby of sorts because this is Espanyol Barcelona. That's what they're known as, Espanyol Barcelona, playing Atletico Madrid. So a derby of sorts. This could be a bit of a laboured performance, I would suggest, from Atletico Madrid today. They haven't really splashed the cash in the transfer market either. So they could be one of those cash-strapped big boys, Atletico Madrid. But they do have a solid enough side. And we're getting the La Liga 2 and the Allsvenskan. I'm not researching anymore, but I will be following it for you today. So it's a very interesting coupon. No live streams as yet, and probably not going to be doing a live stream on a Sunday. Just don't get anyone attending, and it's a waste of my time, to be perfectly frank with you. But I will be doing a Telegram session today, probably starting at 12:30 for members of footballtradingprofits.com. And if you've got something to say, please leave a message in comments. I'm bewildered. I don't get anything from anybody, ever. It's very strange. So if you've got a comment, if you agree or disagree with the research, just leave a message in the comments. And do make sure you subscribe, please, because we've got the live streams beginning next Saturday with the German Bundesliga. Oh, we've got Michael replying. So Michael at least is commenting, but he seems to be the only one. Everyone else is comatose. So please join at Football Trading Profits. It's completely free, of course, but I will be offering additions for you because I've got AI working. I'm adapting 3 or 4 applications now, and some of them are wonderful. One of them will have an in-play facility, which means it will give you a hint. Let's say it's going to say this match is 1-1. Looking at the in-play stats, I think we could see another goal in this. So you'll only be alerted to these via the YouTube channel, and you get the free e-letter as well, which is well worth your watching e-letter video every Friday. So please join youtube.com/@footballtradingprofits. We can get it up to 500 subscribers. We will be able to unlock even more features. Live streams will begin next Saturday, and I'll probably do one on Sunday as well. This is the children's home just arrived. Pick up the home gym. So it's a good time for me to leave. Have a great day. I will see members of footballtradingprofits.com from about 12:30. For what looks another cautious coupon today. You saw I was very cautious yesterday. It's a large volume of matches. Doesn't mean we have to play them, does it? Have a great day. The children's home are here, and I'll see you at 12:30. I do a lot of work for charity, but I don't like to talk about it like Smashy and Nicey.